screen and A's and all that stuff. That's fun. Hey guys, so thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to show you how I do my homemade vanilla. It is so simple and so flippin' cheap, you are not going to believe it. You will never buy vanilla from the store again. So if you get vanilla extract, right, it's not pure. And if you get the pure stuff, it's outrageous. Okay, let me fix my camera, it's crooked. So the pure stuff gonna cost you this much, well over $100, maybe $150 for this, okay? It's crazy expensive. So you just get a bottle of good vodka. I believe that vanilla is only as good as the vodka that you use. So I use what I think is the best, which is Grey Goose. It is smooth and it almost has a vanilla taste already to it, in my opinion. I don't know. It's lovely. It's got a nice sweetness to it. It's just perfection, in my opinion. So you get your bottle, $27 at the liquor store, and then you get your pods, okay? These were like 10 bucks on Amazon. I like to get the Madagascar kind. Any type of brand is fine as long as it says Madagascar vanilla beans. I love these. These are the best, okay? So you just take it and you take your little paring knife and you just score down the middle of the bean and then you scrape out the insides. That's called the caviar. And you just kind of run your knife down the bean and you see all that goodness, blackness, that's all the vanilla. Amazing. Just put it right inside your bottle, just like that, okay? Scrape them off, put it inside your bottle. Take the bean when you're done scraping the bean and just pop the bean right in there. Same thing with the rest of them. Now I may not use all of these because this would be very, very dark. And I'm not into super, super dark vanilla. So, because I don't like it to turn my cakes a different color or my cupcakes really dark. More of that goodness coming out of there. Put that right in there. So while I'm scraping and going, I want to talk to you guys about baby mama drama. Guys, shh. Baby mama drama. So when I met my husband and I fell in love, he had 2 children from his previous marriage. Now she was a psycho. And when I mean psycho, I mean like clinically, she had some serious issues and she was very dangerous. So my husband had pretty much, he had almost full custody. She was allowed to visit in the summertime. They were allowed to visit her and that was pretty much it, okay? Shh, guys, please. As you know, if you've been watching me, my babies are always in the background. So I don't have a nanny or anything like that. She doesn't make. So take your pod like that and put it in there. So she had some severe issues where she was mentally unstable. And she had also been on some drugs and things like that. My husband had put her in rehab a couple times. It was a mess. So they have these 2 beautiful children. And these babies were being exposed to horrific things. And she would always have some type of dramatic event where she would accidentally stab herself, you know? It's like, okay, accidentally stab herself. Yeah, horrible things. Sometimes, you know, around them when they were in the vicinity of the area. So it was all for attention. And these babies were subject to this. Even in the summertime when she only saw them once a year, they were subject to this the last time when I came on the scene, the last summer they ever spent with her. So I said to my husband, I said, I love you very much. I'm in love with you. And you need to take full custody of these babies. It's time. He, of course, agreed because he knew it was, you know, he knew she was crazy. He just didn't know if he could do it, right? Because sometimes in life we think we can't do it, so we don't even freaking try. Well, you don't know unless you try. I said, you've got documentation from the police department in upstate New York where she lived. I said, you've got all this documentation of the years of abuse. I said, they will grant you full custody. So he was, you know, a little hesitant because he just thought maybe they won't do it because I'm the dad. Well, in this circumstance, they did. And they granted him full custody, and they said, you can never be around these babies again unless you have supervised visitation with them. So I was, you know, over the moon. It was great because now we didn't have to worry about the babies going back. So this is what I would do. I would send them on the plane to see her, and they would have, you know, clean clothes and, right, boy, girl, because I don't want to give their names out or interfere with their privacy because they're grown now. And I would make sure that the little girl, you know, looked pretty and her hair was braided and she looked nice and all that. When they came back, they were bigger, they were overweight because they're, you know, allowed to eat a bunch of junk food and stuff. And they were disheveled looking, and it was really bad. And that's when I finally put my foot down that last time and said, you know what, this is not working for me. I love you, but I cannot be subject to this every year till they're 18 years old. There's no way in hell I'm gonna stand for this. And so he fought and he won. So it was really exciting to finally have that. Now, of course, she's crying, oh, poor pitiful me, your father just hates me and all this. Okay, well, don't try to stab yourself in front of your babies, and then your children won't get taken away from you. And if you have a mental illness like that, where you think that that's acceptable, you need to get some help, fight for your kids. She never fought for her babies. She never fought to get them back. She never even agreed to the visitation. They're like, if you just have a court visit, you know, supervised visitation, you can see your babies. She didn't want any of that. So as a stepmom, okay, so that's probably, guys, 6 pods. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pods left, okay? So this is a whole nother thing of vanilla. And do you know how much vanilla this makes? I give this out as gifts. It's crazy that what's gonna happen with this, right? How much you can get out of it. So try to pack all that down as much as you can, because all those little seeds inside are gonna give us that amazing flavor. And when I push that cap down, it's got like a little stopper on it, this little rubber stopper. And I wanna try to make sure it's all in there as much as possible. So these babies are being subjected to it, which was a nightmare. And that's it. You scrape the beans, throw the bean pods in there in this, and then go like this, okay? You're going to put this in a cool, dark place, and over the next couple months, 2 or 3 months, it will be ready. Every couple weeks or so, a month or so, grab it. If you forget to grab it and it's 3 months goes by and you don't touch it, that's okay. This will become brown, okay? It will become pure vanilla. Don't worry if you have alcoholics in your house or you want to give it out to someone, you're afraid of the alcohol. It's not alcohol like that. I'm sure if you drank enough vanilla that you could get drunk off of it, but that's not what's going to happen. It's not like the pure form of the vodka that's in here. It's not going to happen, guys. So, and you're going to give it out in little small batches anyway to people for gifts. That's what I do. I give them out for gifts. My bestie, her mom, you know, people that I know bake a lot, neighbors, you know, they'll get some for Christmas. So I'll probably save it for Christmas like I did last year. So these babies are being traumatized and it's a nightmare, and finally get custody. She doesn't fight for them. So that's a whole battle too now, right? For these babies that are grown because their mom didn't fight for them. And so that's pretty painful. So they have their own paths to walk and all that. So I can't say anything personally about them because I don't know their heart. But I know it's been very traumatic, and I know that our son doesn't want anything to do with her, won't even talk about her, and our daughter's just like, well, whatever, you know. She's in a little bit better place, but it's very difficult because these children were, in essence, abandoned by the one person that should always be there. So there are a couple things that I did wrong. One of which was the most biggest thing that I did wrong, is I talked shit about their mother. Now, not violently talked shit about her like I did with my mom, but I still talked shit about her. You do not, under any circumstance, ever talk about their mommy or their daddy. Whether you're getting a divorce or something's happened between you and your spouse, or now there's a new woman, and whatever, you don't talk about them in front of those babies. They don't need to hear your bullshit. And then you don't talk about their mom. If they're a stepchild of yours, you never talk about their mother or a stepdad, right? You never talk about their dad in front of them. You vent somewhere else. You take your bottle of wine in the closet, you go call someone. You go meet at the bar, you go down to the thing, you go to the mailbox, you go call your friends, you meet up, you have a girls' night, you bitch that way. So Even though I didn't completely throw her under the bus in front of them, it was pretty bad. I should have never exposed them to that. So I've apologized for that as well. Now you have to understand I was 23 years old at the time, thrust into a new family. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how to raise kids. I was a teacher and that's all I knew, was students. And where I taught, I had 34 to 36 students every year, and it's different than having babies. So don't talk shit about their parent. That's the #1 rule. And when they do say something nice about the parent, which I also would mess up sometimes, not often, but I did, when they would say something great about their mom, and I'd be like, no, that's not the way to. If they have a delusional fantasy in their mind that their mother and father is great or whatever, that's fine. You're fighting on the back end and behind the scenes to make sure they're protected, and that means legally as well. Fine, great. The moon rises and sets, sun rises and sets on mommy, the sun rises and sets on daddy. Let them believe that. As they get older, they'll see things for themselves, and they'll see that they were a wretched person and they weren't good at parenting, and they shouldn't have treated them the way that they did. And they'll see that as they get older. You don't have to talk about their parents. You don't have to argue with them about how fabulous their mother is and how fabulous their father is. Okay, go about your day. As they grow, they'll see it. I've seen it time and time again. Even our own family with extended family and little nieces and things like that. They see things as they get older. They'll know. And by the time they have children, please, they'll be experts, and they'll be like, yeah, wow, I can't believe I thought that. It's okay. Let them have it. They're going through enough already, okay? So that's my little sermon for today, and I hope you all enjoyed the vanilla. There's a lot of jealousy that also goes into having an ex-spouse in the picture. I know, because I was there and I was jealous. I wasn't jealous because I thought there was something going on between them still. I was jealous because I didn't have the babies with him. I was jealous because there was an ex-wife, and it's like, no, I'm the only wife in the sentence. Well, I was, so you got to move on. Okay, and boost them up and tell them, you know what? There's abuse going on here, and you can't get full custody. You can help them out because you know men. You know boys. They need some help and assistance sometimes, along with their love, the love we give them, right? So that's it. $37, right? Under $40. Huge. 750 milliliters of pure freaking vodka. I mean, pure vanilla that you're gonna get. Okay, guys? So do it now. By Christmas, ooh, you're gonna have some banging ass vanilla. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Better with Netter. Okay, bye. Mwah. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into my channel, Better with Netter. I really appreciate all of you and love you. So please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and push that notification bell so you can be the first to know when I have a new post. And please press the like button. Thank you all so much for your love and support. Love you guys. Bye.